Hello, my love. I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you have had a chance to breathe deeply this morning. Perhaps stretch and exercise already, if that is in your repertoire. Maybe you've already been outside and gotten some fresh air. I'm thinking about you as always, and I love you. Good morning. I was thinking about, again, comparison and how nothing is anything but by comparison. But I was especially thinking about this in terms of art, and my art in particular. And there is an idea of value and judgment, and what makes something worthwhile. And there's a question of subjectivity that is so inherent in art, and a question of consensus and value. And what I'm getting at is, if I write a novel and the print run is 5,000 copies, and miraculously those 5,000 copies are actually bought, if only 100 people liked that novel and 4,900 of them did not, does that mean that the novel was not a success? Does that mean that the novel is not good? I'm weary of jumping to such conclusions. And if the value it gave to those 100 people was great, if they were so moved by the work, can you let that be enough? Can it be enough? And I think that the answer for me had to be yes. Depending on how broadly you want to aim when you shoot, you will not hit everyone with your work and with your art. It will not resonate with everyone. And if it resonates with everyone, then there is a question, for me at least, as to how specific or particular it actually was. And not that art has to be specific or particular, but I strove to make mine so. I did not always succeed, but I strove to narrow, in a sense. And so I simply would caution you to be wary of consensus. It is a helpful tool, especially when it comes to decision making, and I understand that and understood that then. It's a shortcut. If so many people like X, then there is a greater chance you might like it well, especially if you are similar to those people. But there is also a chance that you will like Y as well, even if so many others have not. And so what do we say is the value of the work? Where do we say it comes from? Do we give it the value of the 100 or the value of the 4,900? Or do we let it go and just let it be? I prefer the latter. So those are just some thoughts to mull over. I cannot help but think in the back of my head that this could be viewed as, that's that word again, self-assuaging, self-soothing, that I have constructed a paradigm that allows me to accept a work that does not achieve great success. But I do not think that that is actually what is happening here. It is the stripping of judgment, seeing things clearly, wholly, unencumbered, and accepting that ultimately a work could have different values. Everything, quite frankly, has different values depending on who is perceiving the thing being valued. And that is okay. So be wary of consensus and do not wed yourself necessarily to one view over the other. I will leave it at that. I will recommend again Dustin O'Halloran and Lumiere and so much of his work. John Gardner and the Art of Fiction. And I will leave it at that, I think. I love you.